doctor?
Yes.
I just transferred here from the Lexington last week.
Oh, welcome aboard.
I'm coming into sick bay tomorrow for my physical. $1,500. Lieutenant Watley.
You realize, of course, she was just using you to get to me. Watley. That was my great-grandmother's name. Oh. And I think she was in Starfleet. Well, that's a common enough name. But what if that was her? But do you realize the odds? No one ever met my great-grandfather. This could be a predestination paradox. Come on, Chief, surely you took elementary temporal mechanics at the Academy. I could be destined to fall in love with that woman and become my own great-grandfather. You're being ridiculous. Ridiculous? If I don't meet with her tomorrow, I may never be born.
Chief, are you ready for transport?
Are we ever?
Stand by.
You saw the way she looked at me. You can't just dismiss this. I can try. All right. Fine. But I can't wait to get back to Deep Space Nine and see your face when you find out that I never existed. Dax and I resumed our search for Darwin.
Benjamin, look.
Reach the Captain Kirk. Kirk here.
The batter's been waiting on Channel 8 to speak to you, sir.
Keep working. We're maintenance crew just doing a job.
Mr. Barris is coming on.
Yes, Mr. Barris, what can I do for you?
Kirk, this station is swarming with Klingons.
I was not aware, Mr. Barris, that 12 Klingons constitutes a swarm.
I had no idea.
What?
He's so much more handsome in person. Those eyes.
Kirk had quite the reputation as a ladies' man.
But not him. Spock.
Let's go. Mr. Barris, I have guards around the grain. I have guards around the Klingons.
I can't believe you don't at least want to meet Captain Kirk.
That's the last name on my mind.
Oh, come on, Benjamin. Are you telling me you're not the tiniest bit interested in meeting one of the most famous men in Starfleet history?
You have a job to do.
But it's James Kirk.
Look, of course I want to meet him. I'd like to shake his hand, ask him about fighting the Gorn on Cestus 3. But that's not like we're hero, man.
You're right. I guess the difference between you and me is I remember this time. I lived in this time, and it's hard to not want to be a part of it again.
Clearly, we've been going about this search business all wrong, Chief. You're right. Why bother searching 30 decks when you can just plunk yourself down at the bar here and wait for Darwin to come to you? We have reason to believe that he'll return to this area. Ah, yes, the rectigino. A vital clue that others might have missed. How fortunate it is that it has kept you stuck at this bar for the past 3 hours, having drinks, while we've been crawling through conduits. Oh, God, that's him. Oh, Kirk. Where? On the left. In the gold. Just sitting down. That's Kirk? It would be an honor to meet him. Let's buy him a drink. Gentlemen, no one is buying anyone a drink. He's right. We can't risk altering the timeline.
What'll it be, boys? And don't ask for Raktajino. If I have to say we don't carry that one more time. The Klingons.
Klingons?
Over there? And over there.
Those are Klingons?
All right. The boys have had enough.
Mr. Worf?
They are Klingons. And it is a long story.
What happened? Some kind of genetic engineering? A viral mutation?
We do not discuss it with outsiders.
Easy, man. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. That's right. And if I think that Kirk is a Denebian slime devil, well, that's my opinion, too. Don't do it, mister, or that's an order. You heard what he called the captain. By the way, Kirk is ignoring that Klingon. He's letting a security officer handle it.
Chief, are you sure that's Kirk?
Absolutely.
Why is he wearing lieutenant stripes?
Thanks. Oh,
I think we've got bigger problems than a case of mistaken identity.
Half the quadrant knows it. That's why they're learning to speak Klingonese.
Mr. Scott. Laddie, don't you think you should rephrase that?
You're right. I should. I didn't mean to say that the Enterprise should be hauling garbage. I meant to say that it should be hauled away as garbage.
Regulation 157, Section 3, Paragraph 18. Starfleet officers shall take all necessary precautions to minimize any participation in historical events.
All right. It was a mistake. But there were no lasting repercussions.
How do you know that? For all we know, we could be living in an alternate timeline right now.
If my people had caused any changes in the timeline, we would have been the first to notice when we got back.
Why do they all have to say that? So, your men were arrested.
That's right. But instead of being taken to the brig, they were brought here for questioning.
I want to know who started it. I'm waiting. Who started the fight?
I don't know, sir.
Chekhov. I know you. You started it, didn't you?
No, sir, I didn't.
Well, who did?
I don't know, sir.
I don't know, sir. I want to know who threw the first punch. All right, you're all confined to quarters until I find out who started it. Dismissed.
That was close. Me.